Welcome back to Beam City Sports.
Beam City Sports.
Another week on 96.5 FM. Tyler Texeira, Luke Mitchell, and Devin Neel coming to you in Sacramento, California. How we feeling, boys?
I'm feeling good. Despite last night, I'm still feeling good. Hot in the studio, bringing that back. Feeling hot. How we feeling, Devin?
I'm also feeling good. You know, I'm still riding the high of the win streak. You know, we won 7 in a row. It's one game. We're going to come back home, get right, and I'm ready to go.
Yes, sir. You know, last night the Sacramento Kings snapped their 7-game win streak in Milwaukee. A tough loss. We'll get into all that. But also today we're going to be going over the game plan against the Houston Rockets, the Kings' next game. That is tomorrow night Thursday.
The hot Houston Rockets.
Yes, the Houston Rockets are playing very well right now. A young, exciting team. Maybe the surprise team of the year, maybe besides your Orlando Magic, but they're definitely up there.
Oh, yeah.
Also, we will get into Mitchell's Man of the Week, Ty's Take of the Week, and then we will be comparing players on a Would You Rather scale. So a lot of fun stuff to get into today, but we're going to start in Sacramento, of course. Last night, as we mentioned, the Kings lost to the Milwaukee Bucks 130-115, and we haven't had an 8-game win streak since 2003. Thought that was very interesting.
Damn, that was when my little brother was born.
Yeah.
that's pretty scary. Damn.
Me and Devin were both 1 year old when the Kings had their last 8-game win streak. So
I was like 2.5 probably.
So that's crazy. But,
I remember it. I remember I was sitting on the couch with my dad. I was chilling.
Oh, the cap is out of control already. But Doug Christie was a part of that 2003 win streak. So would have been cool to see them, have that 8-game win streak. But I think they can do it later in the year. I think this team is still a different team than it was in the beginning of the year. And, of course, we say it every week. That's because of Doug Christie. Shout out our boy.
Yep. Doug Christie has definitely been, a bright star ever since he took over. A lot of people were kind of just like, he's the scapegoat. Like, Kings are still going to struggle. They're going to do this. But immediately he comes in, gives them powerful speeches, like, right off the bat, which you kind of expected from him. Yeah. But these guys really believe it. They're really behind him. It's all amazing to see.
Yeah,
like Devin said, I'm riding the high off that win streak.
Exactly. Still. Yeah, they still believe in Doug Christie, and you can tell. Even after the game, Doug Christie was saying, I'm proud of these guys tonight. They came out, had an ugly first quarter, but after that, they really, stepped on the gas and played as hard as they possibly could. And, they made it a somewhat interesting game. Still, Milwaukee really had their number last night. But, yeah, it was a tough loss. No Malik Monk. That's a big part we have to mention. No Malik Monk. This team is different without Malik. How do you feel about that, Deb?
Well, obviously they are a lot different without Malik, but last night I don't think it would have done a lot to help them. I mean, they still had nobody who they could put on Giannis to stop that, and that was kind of the main thing. And he was getting in, and if he wasn't scoring, he was kicking out to all those white shooters on Milwaukee. Bro, shout out, they was cooking. But they obviously are a different team. But last night it wouldn't have helped. But I hope he can get back tomorrow against the Rockets.
Yeah, just looking at the box score for per quarter last night. First quarter, obviously 47-26. We lose the game immediately.
Yeah.
That's where we did lose the game. Because second quarter, 28-28. Third quarter, 28-27 Kings. Fourth quarter, 33-28 Kings.
Yeah, so we only lost one quarter.
We lost one quarter.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the first quarter is known for the Kings to be a struggle. Mm-hmm. We are a second half team. If we could figure out that first half of the game, stop the 3-point shooting and everything, then we win the game. We came back right there at the end. I saw a little glimpse of hope. We were down by 9 or 11 at one point.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy we're actually going to make this happen.
Yeah.
But nope.
Yeah.
Brooke Lopez hitting some far three on Domas. That really took the wind out of the sail.
Yeah, going into the game last night, the big question was, who do we put on Giannis? Mm-hmm. And, I was on the train to put Domas on Giannis, and that's what they did to start the game. But looking back at it in hindsight, I wish we started Keegan on Giannis a little more.
Yep.
Something Devin mentioned to me on the ride here was that, the problem with Giannis was that Domas wasn't picking him up high enough, letting him just get downhill, put his head down, and once Giannis gets his head down, there's really no stopping him.
Yeah.
And once they put Keegan on him late in that fourth quarter and they kind of started making a little run, you could tell Keegan was picking him up early, making him do a couple moves before he got his head down, and that really, changed the game a little bit. But, yeah, what did you guys think going in yesterday? Did you want Domas on Giannis, or were you on the Keegan train?
I wasn't really sure who we would put on Giannis, because, he does this against every team, no matter who's on the other side. Does it against Jokic, and Jokic is known as one of the better defenders that can do that against him.
Yeah.
But no matter what, he's going to get the bucket. So I've kind of got past the point where it's just guard him if you can guard him. Try and make some sort of disruption happen, because he's going to score. As long as he's scoring, then we got to make the rest of the team miss. That's all that matters.
exactly. What did you think going in, Dev? Did you want Keegan on Giannis or did you want Domas?
I mean, I knew at some point, or at a lot of points during the game, it was going to have to switch up. But I like the idea of having Domas start on him. I just, like we were talking about, I think he would have been a lot more effective if he picked him up earlier instead of letting him get inside their 3-point line and then kind of just doing whatever he wanted. That's really what it looked like. But Milwaukee, they have a lot of other size too, so that shows you just the matchup kind of nightmares for the Kings. Like, a lot of teams are bigger than them, and when the Kings aren't hitting shots, they're kind of going to get exposed by that. And then when you have one main guy like Giannis, that the whole team is going to be helping because there's not one guy who could slow him down. I mean, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and we threw some zone at them as well yesterday. It didn't work out too well. Then all those shooters start hitting those threes, and Dame also started out so hot.
Yeah.
Cook and Keon, and Keon's trying his hardest, but Dame gets all these 4-point play calls, which that was a crazy call. Yeah, and Dame just hitting these nasty step backs. You could tell he was locked in early, and honestly, I think the Bucks were really motivated in this game. I think they knew we had a 7-game win streak and that we were the hottest team in the league. You could tell they came out and wanted to make a statement against, this Sacramento Kings team.
I mean, Giannis just said recently that they're playing lazy and sloppy a lot. So they were coming in playing with the chip on their shoulder. They were ready to show like they're still that team, and they did. Like, it's tough to win 8 games in a row in the NBA. Like, that's a tough thing to do.
Yeah, it is.
And I mean, Bucks knew that we were on a 3-game road trip too. So like, I mean, we're low on energy, high on morale though. Like, we're 7-game win streak. So. Yeah, we came in and we were a little slow at first, but then, we won the rest of the game after that first quarter. Yeah. We won the rest of the game.
Yeah, you could tell these guys were, running on almost empty last night. Yeah. So hopefully, the flight back from Milwaukee, they get a good night's sleep here in Sacramento, and tomorrow come out ready to play against that young, hungry Houston Rockets team. They're also coached very well. They have Ime Udoka and all that. So I'm nervous to play that Rockets team, but I think it's going to be a great game. Kings and Rockets, it's always a feisty matchup, Dylan Brooks and all that.
I think it's going to be one of the more high-scoring games that we've seen. Yeah. Like, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of defense playing tomorrow. Yeah. It's going to be a whole lot of running up and down the court fast.
Yeah, and honestly, that's what happened last night, too. I feel like the Bucks were, especially in the first quarter, they were pushing the pace, and that really, stopped us from pushing the pace because we would try and push the pace, then it'd be a turnover, and then Giannis gets his head down, easy 2 points, and then, it was hard to stop him last night. Yeah. De'Aaron had 20 points, though, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 9 of 23 from the field. De'Aaron was getting a lot of hate from Kings fans last night saying he didn't play hard, but I disagree. I think, De'Aaron, he's still coming back from the injury. It's only his second game back, and I think he played as hard as he could. I think, he had some missed opportunities. He missed the open dunk in the end of the game that, game was pretty much over at that point, but he still missed the dunk, missed a lot of threes, but... What did you guys see from De'Aaron?
That 3-point shooting was really what. Yeah. I mean, he went 1 for 8 from 3.
Yeah.
Or 2. Yeah.
2 for 8. I think.
2 for 8 from 3. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, if he's not hitting those, and if Keegan isn't hitting them, I mean, Keegan hit 3, but still, you're shooting 8 shots. You want to hit 50% of them.
Yeah, that's very true.
But I mean, it's just Fox couldn't get hot in the start. He had 1 3 at the beginning, and I thought it was going to be hot from the get. Yeah. But then he really cooled off right there. And then DeMar really, he showed why he's the vet on the team and tried to get that comeback going, but just was a little too late.
Yeah, he really did. DeMar had 28 points, 9 of 18 from the field, so a very good night from DeMar. Yep. He, like you said, he's the vet on this team, and when there's no scoring on the floor, when guys aren't hitting shots, you get him the ball and you get out of the way, and you let him get to that mid-range jumper, and that's a huge part to the Kings' success in the 7-game win streak was, letting DeMar rock out when the team slows down. But when we're picking up the pace, it's like, let De'Aaron run it, let Malik run it. And also, I feel like a big part of this win streak was, keeping Sabonis in the middle of the floor. I really noticed it, especially on the fast break. Domas is running straight through the middle, and then guys like Keon or Malik or anyone will, find Domas in the middle, and he'll either make a play or, put his head down, get to the rim, and it's really upped his game. He just won Player of the Week, so shout out to our boy.
Shout out.
I was also Mitchell's Man of the Week last week, so you predicted that pretty nicely. He had 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists, so another day at the office for our guy Domas.
Easy right there. Yeah. Another assists shy of a triple-double.
Yeah.
I think he's third in the league in triple-doubles, but then he's also leading the league in double-doubles, I'm pretty sure.
Also leading the league in rebounds at 14 a game.
Yeah,
14.
Averaged 20 rebounds a game last week.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's some Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain numbers right there.
Yeah, so he averaged 22 points, 20 rebounds, and almost 8 assists in this Player of the Week. So that's crazy numbers right there.
We need to get him up from 8th in All-Star up to like 5th, or 4th in All-Star. That's absurd.
He should be an All-Star. I think
him and De'Aaron will be an All-Star this year.
It's gonna be tough. The Kings never get love from the All-Star voting perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I feel like the NBA will make it up to him, especially for missing last year.
Yeah.
Right now, I mean, I'm looking at all the guards and stuff in the All-Star voting. Half of them haven't even played half the season. Like, it doesn't make any sense why they're Luka. I'm sorry. You haven't played half the season.
Yeah.
You do not deserve to be up there in All-Star voting.
No, I don't think he will be. I think there's a certain amount of games you have to play to make the All-Star.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Luka won't make it. Kyrie probably won't make it. He's missed a lot of games.
Yep.
So, De'Aaron should
Joel
get in there.
Embiid should not be
No,
up
he
there.
won't make it
Like,
at all.
no way.
Yeah, no way. But yeah, do you think De'Aaron and Domas will be All-Stars this year?
I think just the way Fox started off the season for him, definitely. But I mean, there's no way that you can leave Domas. I mean, he's probably not going to be a starter, but even if he isn't, like, there's no way you can leave him off the reserves again for the second year in a row.
No.
When I think his points per game and rebounds per game are up from last year with the addition of DeMar, there's no way. So, I mean, it would be, NBA malpractice that if they keep him off again.
NBA malpractice.
Yeah, I agree with that. But last year, we did say the Kings, everyone thought they would have at least one All-Star last year and didn't get one. That's just disrespect from the NBA.
Yeah.
So hopefully this win streak, make some people realize that we deserve at least one All-Star, probably two,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. I think we deserve two, for sure.
We deserve two.
But, we never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. They
Another guy.
jumped from like 20th to 16th in the power rankings recently. So,
crazy.
That's a big jump right
We're
there.
still on the come up, and now we are in the playoff contention. So it's hype here in Sacramento. I've got 3 games in a row coming up at home. Going to be Houston, and then we play the Wizards, which, should be an easy dub. Those are games the Kings I'm nervous about.
Be.
Yeah.
Keywords, should be.
Should be an easy dub, but, Jordan Poole might come out and have 40 and then make it an interesting game.
Yeah.
But the Wizards are tanking, so got to win that one. And then next Wednesday, a week from today, we play the Golden State Warriors at home. So those will be some
Is that
3.
our second matchup against the Warriors?
Yep.
Yeah, so we just blew them out in Golden State.
Out.
So we have their number right now. So let's keep that going.
They're going to be coming in playing hot though. They're going to want to get back.
Oh yeah, they definitely are. But last night, Keon had 18 points in the starting lineup. He had 5 from 8 from 3.
Yep.
And he did the same move like 4 times on those threes. Caught the ball. Dame was on him. He hit just one little jab step and then shot right over him, and it was nothing but net. So Keon's jumper looks great right now, and his confidence also is at an all-time high.
The only thing is we just need Malik and him to be on the court together.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big duo that we need to keep this tenacious scoring up and keep the defense there. Because when we lose Malik like that, he's been averaging 20 points a game with Doug Christie, or 25 points a game with Doug Christie, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Last night, if Malik was playing, we can say that's a guaranteed dub, but I know that would have been a dub if we had Malik playing last night.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it would have been tough, but I really hope Malik comes back the next game against Houston because we're definitely going to need him there. The Houston Rockets actually have a really good defense. Amen Thompson is maybe a top 5 defender in the league already. And he's going to be harassing De'Aaron, so we need another guy to, take some pressure off. That's a great reason why we have DeMar, though, is to, take some pressure off him. But Kevin Huerter last night, got to go down the line, had 7 points, 1 of 4 from 3. How do we feel about Kev right now?
Same as I did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I still think we should get rid of him, shop him for someone right now. He's if he can't hit a 3, then we need to find someone who can.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was like 17-13 in the first quarter, so it was like it wasn't starting to get away from him yet, and I think they put Kevin Huerter in for De'Aaron, and then also I think they took Keon out at the same time too because he got a couple quick fouls on Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
But that's kind of when the tide shifted is when he came in at that. I think it was 17-13. I'm not perfectly sure, but that's when they started that huge whatever the run was, and it's a game of runs, and their run just didn't stop. So
17-2 run, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 17-2 run is what the Bucks went on in the first quarter. Okay, going down the line still, Devin Carter, 3 points last night, probably his worst game as a pro. 1 of 6 from the field, and I don't know if you guys saw the end of the game. It was over at this point. There was only about a minute left. And Devin Carter, he drove in. He got to the free throw line. They called the foul, but he's on the floor holding his shoulder. And I'm really nervous about that. And then he hit his free throws after that, so he looked good. Also got another bucket after that, hit a little floater. So those were all his 3 points right there. I guess he went 1 for 2 from the line and then hit the little floater. But, he was holding that shoulder until the end of the game. So I would not be surprised if he's out next game, which
That's unfortunate.
I know, because he just came back.
Just came back from surgery.
And it was his left shoulder, so not a shooting hand, but still, that it's tough to play with a left shoulder injury, even as a right-handed player. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think he should sit out the next game if he's a little, if he's still healing up from that, or do you think we throw him out there for a couple minutes and let him ride?
I think if he could go, he's just one of those guys like Keon where you just gotta let him ride, gotta let him make his mistakes. But I mean, if he can't go and that shoulder is really like it's gonna take a few days and maybe a week or so, like definitely don't throw him in there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't risk it. Like if he's feeling out of it, I don't want to risk that, especially since he's already missed the first whole half of the season.
And especially if it's same shoulder too. I don't know which one it was. I wasn't watching at that point.
Yeah. But that's a big defensive guy that we need to bring him off the bench all the time. Whenever De'Aaron's not on the court or Malik isn't on the court, we need him. So yeah, that's a little scary.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's scary. I hope he's okay. Shout out to Dev. But all right, well, Giannis had 33 points, 11 rebounds, 13 assists. Got to mention how great of a game he had.
Yep.
Honestly, most impressive part from Giannis' game last night, in my opinion, was his playmaking. And he had 13 assists.
His behind-the-back passes last
That's
night.
exactly what I was going to say.
Where is this coming from? What is going on?
Read my mind, because he had so many behind-the-back passes, and all of them were, like, on the money.
They were so fast.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what the like, sorry.
No, he's crazy for those passes and, hitting shooters like Dame and A.J. Green. Man, A.J. Green killed us last night from 3.
He was cooking. He's definitely one of those young guys that's one of the guys I'm just getting introduced to, but you can already tell that he's got the green light right off the bat. I mean, he took a couple. I think he missed his first 2, but it was like they were confident and they were from deep. They were from like, why is he even pulling that? And then he just got off after that. And I mean, when you got Giannis, when he's attacking the paint like that and he's spraying and hitting shooters, I mean, he was like kind of looking like a version of Domas out there, like offensively.
Yeah.
Just get in there, spray out to your shooters, and when their shooters are hitting like that, I mean, AJ Green, what was he? I mean, I don't know his exact percentage, but ending with 16. Dame was hot early.
Yeah.
Even Pat Connaughton.
Yeah.
He had a couple buckets and then kind of dunked on Devin Carter, which gave him a lot of the momentum going there early.
It did.
Hate seeing that.
Yeah.
It's a brother down right there. Don't get dunked on.
Yeah, exactly. I love AJ Green's game though. Shout out to our guy Alec, Beam City Sports member. That was his ICU pick a couple weeks ago, and he mentioned that AJ Green over 90% of his shots are from 3. He does not attempt 2-point shots.
That's insane.
It's insane, and he's got that Larry Bird jumper where he's high release. Shoots like Larry a little bit, but man, it's lights out. So that's a big part of their team. So Milwaukee's scary when he's hitting.
That's what we suck at is taking care of that shot.
Yeah.
Right there. It's not good. So I mean, our game plan against the Rockets is really like contain the perimeter defense, make sure like just limit the attempts that go up on 3-point defense. You don't have to like make it perfect. Just limit the attempts, disrupt them, stay on. Like I know that's why Doug wants to run that 3-2 zone defense, is have someone like at least 3 people out on the perimeter all the time.
Yeah.
But then the rotation doesn't work at all. We always get caught up on a screen, and then there's someone wide open in the corner half the time.
That's exactly the problem on the 3-2 zone is the corners.
Corners
if they can get open in the corner, it's like it's tough to pick your poison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, praise to Doug, but I don't think he should run that 3-2 zone defense anymore.
Yeah.
That's cooked.
Yeah, he had to try it last night though because we had no one to guard Giannis one-on-one, and they tried to throw Alex Len out there for about 9 minutes, but. Well, I'm jumping in. We usually don't do this, but Ty's take of the week is staying on the Sacramento Kings, and my take of the week is that the Kings, it's obvious, but we need more size. We need more length. We still, even the 7-game win streak, we still need more size. Yeah.
I said this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, we've been saying it for a long time now.
Valanciunas,
no,
baby.
Please,
Jonas.
no. You guys are both down on Jonas?
To come off the bench and do exactly what Domantas Sabonis does, yeah, I'm down for that. I mean, at least it's a big that's like
better than Alex Len.
Yeah,
he's definitely better than Alex Len.
At this point, is pretty much unplayable.
Yeah,
especially offensively. And then he just they had to take him out last night. He's getting cooked by Giannis.
Yeah.
But,
And then,
I
like,
mean,
besides him, we put Trae Lyles at the 5. Like, that's
Yeah.
not.
yeah,
that
I
is
mean,
not acceptable.
yeah, I agree. We need a lot more size, and that's one thing that I was hoping this 7-game win streak would like not deter the front office from doing and being like, okay, let's ride it out. So I definitely agree with that. In any way you can get it, like centers, I mean wings. I'm down for Valanciunas, but I want to hear why you
Yes.
why you don't think we should get
This
him.
is Ty's take of the week.
Okay,
Let's
so
hear it.
Jonas would be a horrible fit in Sacramento because he's a super slow center. He does not protect the rim at all, and that's what we need. We need some damn rim protection. And Domas, I love Domas, and people say he's a small ball center, which I disagree with. Some people say he should be playing the 4. Definitely disagree with that. He's a center, and
Yeah.
I think he's flourishing at the center position. And his defense has become a little underrated, Domas, at this point.
Yeah.
But Valanciunas' defense 10 times worse than Domas. And if we need a rim protecting center off the bench, we need someone that's fast and lengthy, like a Nick Claxton or someone like that. I don't know, someone that has some rim protection. Jonas is the type of guy where you got to get him the ball in the post. He's going to dribble 5 times, slow down the offense. You think Jonas can keep up with this fast-paced Sacramento Kings team? No way. He can't keep up with them.
I mean,
It would be a horrible fit. And I think Monty McNair realizes that. I hope he does. If he's watching any Wizards games, he would see that Jonas would not fit. But we still need more size.
we need more size.
Well,
Yeah.
see,
But
the thing about that, I think that's the same thing with Kyle Kuzma too. Like,
No, yeah.
it would be the
Horrible.
same way. So
I don't want
mean,
Kuzma.
maybe we should just look away from the Wizards
maybe
altogether.
just look away
I
from the
Yeah.
Wizards.
definitely think we should look away from the Wizards altogether. Don't get Kuzma in Sacramento. I was pushing for a guy like Dorian Finney-Smith. Like, honestly,
gone.
yeah, he's gone. And he's not playing that well. So, if we gave up some picks for him, I would be very disappointed with his effort right now. On the Lakers, he's not playing good at all. They were expecting him to come in and make some shots, play some defense, and he's just
But I mean, who knows? Maybe that's just the
LeBron
LeBron
effect.
effect over
Yeah,
there.
that's
Like,
a very good point. Very good
could
point.
just be that. So like, if he comes to Sacramento, he balls. Like, that would be pretty crazy, man.
Balls.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. Some other guys that like the Kings should get. I don't think they necessarily need to get a big, even though we need rim protection. I wouldn't be mad at a longer wing to guard some guys on multiple positions. Like that's why Trae Lyles is a good fit for us against small ball teams. Like against the
Yeah.
Warriors,
Yeah.
Trae Lyles is the perfect small ball 5. He can guard the 4. He can guard the 5. But against a team like the Bucks, you need more size out there.
Yeah.
And there's
Sure.
a lot more teams out there with that size. Like OKC has Hartenstein and Chet coming back soon.
Yep.
Man, so a lot of these teams, especially like in the West, are going to be hard to guard.
That's so scary that Chet's
Yeah.
coming back.
Man,
Oh my gosh.
God, that's gonna be rough.
Man, I used to be a big fan of the Thunder. Now I'm just like, don't come to Sacramento, please. Like, stay away.
they're too good, man.
They're too
They're
good.
too good.
And they will be good for a long time.
They will. Okay, well, moving on before our first break on this show, Kings game plan against the Houston Rockets. Who do we throw on Jalen Green? Say Malik Monk comes back. Who in this starting lineup are we putting on Jalen Green? Because Jalen Green comes into sack and kills every time he plays sack. That's the highest points per game in his career is against sack, in sack. He's got family coming from Fresno. He's always trying to ball.
I think we double team him most of the game.
That's
We
what I
should
was thinking.
Double team him like pretty much with Keon and
Yeah.
De'Aaron or
Yeah.
like Malik and Keon
Yeah.
all the time. Because I mean, if he can get around the corner, if he's able to get around a screen or just like kind of just get that first step, he's gonna crash the glass and get
Yeah.
up there. He's
Yeah.
gonna throw it down. And then also his 3-point shooting has been off the chain. Like there were some step backs and some fadeaways he hit against Memphis,
Man.
and they're back to back, like against not back to back, but they played Memphis twice and
Yeah.
won both of them. Jalen
And-
Green
yeah.
coming up with some big threes. So again, our 3-point defense is going to have to be top tier against this team.
Yeah.
Because Dylan Brooks can hit a 3.
Yeah.
Like anybody on that team could hit a 3.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
Yeah, I would live with Dylan Brooks shooting threes all night. Let him have his 20, and I think we win that game. But like you said, we need to trap. I love that you said that because we need to trap Jalen Green off
Yeah.
the pick and rolls. If we're not going to start Keon, if Malik comes back, I definitely think we should start with De'Aaron on Jalen Green. And, but then we have to worry about Fred VanVleet, who, he can get hot. And I feel like he's also a Kings killer. So,
Yeah, everybody's a Kings killer when
It-
it comes to Sacramento.
especially in sack.
I would be okay with Monk on Fred VanVleet just
Me
as the
too.
way
Monk would be,
his
yeah.
effort's been up
Yeah.
defensively the last through this whole win streak. So I'd be okay with Monk. I definitely think they should start probably Fox on him because the starting lineup, if he comes back, is probably not going to have Keon in it.
Yeah.
And then, I agree. I think blitzing off the double teams is probably the way to go. I mean, throw a couple at him early, see how he reacts to it.
Yeah.
And then, if that's not working, then I guess you're just going to man up and have to outscore him. I mean, this isn't a game that I'm terribly worried about just because, we beat him. That was one of the wins we had with Mike Brown. So, I think they were playing well at that point, and I think they're playing even better right now. So, I'm not terribly worried. I think even if they start off the first half good, Doug will find a way to defensively kind of adjust to it. So, but I definitely agree Fox start out on him, and then Keon on at all times when Keon's in the game, and then, see what happens.
Yeah, the
He'll
Rockets
probably
are
get off, though. So.
Yeah, the Rockets are second in the Western Conference right now. So
yeah.
Who saw that coming?
No one.
Nobody saw that. Like, what?
I thought, a good year for them at the beginning of the year would have been, getting in the play-in.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a really good year for them. Last year, they almost made the play-in, didn't make it. I think, if they made the play-in this year, but they're second in the West halfway through the year. So, man, they only have 12 losses this year. 12 losses.
And then to see that 6-game gap between them and the Thunder is also pretty. Like, the Rockets and the Thunder and the Grizzlies are number 3. This Western Conference is insane.
It is. Yeah.
This is one of the wildest starts to an NBA season I've seen, honestly.
Yeah. We need a team like, the Clippers to fall off. We need the Lakers to keep losing. They've lost 3 in a row. We need Minnesota to keep losing, and we need San Antonio to keep losing.
Yeah.
Also, now below us is Phoenix and Golden State. So,
and then the Lakers are also only a game and a half ahead of us, and the Timberwolves are also a game and a half ahead of us.
So, it's all very tight in the 5 through 11 right now in the West. So, or 12, count the Warriors in there too. So we'll jump in to more stuff back on Beam City Sports. Second half of the show coming up
96.5 KUBU.
If you are listening on YouTube, go subscribe, comment, leave a like, follow us on Instagram, TikTok.
All the things.
Yep.
Show the love.
If you're listening on the radio, we appreciate you, and we'll be back every Wednesday. But tune in the next 3 minutes. We'll be back for the second half of the show.
Cheers.
All right. We are back on Beam City Sports for the second half of the show. We're going to get into a lot of fun things in the second half, but, of course, we have to start it how we always do. Mitchell's Man of the Week.
Mitchell's Man of the Week coming at you. We were just talking about him actually in Houston. Jalen Green. He's been popping off the last 3 games. 32.5 points a game, 4.3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Rockets are sitting up top, right in second, 6 games behind the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is exactly the player that they need to build around in their franchise right now.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were talking about him being traded potentially, but lately, how he's playing, I don't see why the Rockets need to get rid of him or if they want to get rid of him. I know right now his trade stock is probably the highest it's ever been if people are still interested, but they do not need to get rid of him. Super exciting player. If he gets down in the open lane, he gets up and will put on a show for anybody.
He's so athletic, yeah.
And then also his layup package is clean.
Yeah.
It gives me reminiscence of Kyrie pretty much, except he's, not as smooth as Kyrie, but he's just like kind of in the air, throwing his body around, draws a foul, but he gets it all down. It's pretty awesome to see him play.
Yeah, he's so fast as well, man. He's crazy. And the Rockets' question was, who's their number one guy? Who's going to be the go-to scoring option? It's Jalen Green. It's for sure Jalen Green.
And
don't get rid of him.
Him and Sengun together, it gives me, reminiscence of Fox and Sabonis here in Sacramento.
That's a good comparison.
That whole DHO, everything right there is pretty awesome. And Sengun is almost quicker than Sabonis. He's a little bit smaller, not as big, but that's the reason why he's small, is faster. Yeah. And once they grow up, then they're going to be a great duo.
Yeah, I love that pick for Mitchell's Man of the Week. Shout out to Fresno, Jalen Green. Watch out tomorrow, though. We're going to have to lock him up.
It's going to be tough.
Going to have to lock him up. But
who knows? Maybe I just spoke his next week going hot into existence because this has happened the past 3 players I talk about.
Yeah, so you picked Domas to be Mitchell's Man of the Week, and then he won Player of the Week. And you've definitely done that a lot more times.
I did Russell Westbrook a couple weeks ago, and then he went off for a triple-double the next week. And then there was also Sengun earlier in the year.
Yeah. Man, you're calling it.
I'm calling it right now. I'm locked in.
Locked in. But going to have to lock up Jalen Green tomorrow in
Sacramento.
We're moving on to ICU. Underrated player from the last week that we saw. I've got a lot of names on here. Going to start with Isaiah Collier from the Utah Jazz. just hit a game winner the other night
Saw that.
in overtime, game-winning layup. And, he was one of the top guys coming in out of high school. He was one of the, top 5 point guards in his class. And then he went to USC. Pretty sure he played with Bronny. And he, didn't have a great year in USC. But he went late first round or early second round, whatever it was, to Utah. And now he's finally getting his opportunity with all the injuries. And, they're trying to, actively lose games, Utah. So they're giving him an opportunity. And he had 23 points, game winner. So I like his game. I think he's going to be a really good player.
I like that pick. Yeah. The Utah Jazz, I mean, there's nothing you can hate on about this team right now. It's just a team of young players trying to develop and make a name for themselves. And he's definitely, I mean, I saw that buzzer beater. Yeah. That was pretty awesome to see.
It was, yeah.
But I like that pick. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, well, some other names. Noah Clowney from the Brooklyn Nets.
Mm-hmm.
He is a stretch big, and he is, honestly, his jump shot is maybe the best-looking jump shot from a big man that I've ever seen. It's pretty, and he's got perfect form. His base is solid, and in Brooklyn lets him rock out from the three-point line. They pretty much let him play like a guard, and he's hooping. The other night, the last game that they played, he went 0 for 10 from the field. But before that, he had 28 points, and then before that, he had 22 points, and then so last night it was a bad night for him. But before that, he was balling, and I think Brooklyn is going to keep him for the future. And I think in the next few years, Noah Clowney is going to be more recognized.
Yeah, definitely. Again, I mean, you're picking these teams that are developing and everything, so it's all players that we're going to be able to get excited about in the next few years, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And shout out to Jordy, giving him an opportunity. And he's starting him.
I miss that man.
Yeah.
I miss him.
He's so good. Well, also, 2 more guys. Justin Edwards, rookie for the 76ers last night. I don't know if you guys saw the starting lineup for the Sixers last night, but it was ugly.
I did see it. It was it kind of reminded me of the Lakers lineup back
One of my favorite podcasters tweeted out this is a lineup this is how loyal are you to the team type of lineup. Throwing out guys that people have never heard of. I mean, I know they had Oubre in that starting lineup. They had Yabusele from France in the starting lineup. And then all 3 of the other guys were what the hell is going on in Philadelphia? They didn't have
Lowry, Joel Embiid, Paul George.
All hurt. Jared McCain.
Jared McCain's out. Everybody.
Caleb Martin as well. All those guys were out last night. And, they played the Thunder. And they were down about 20 in the first quarter early. But then Justin Edwards had 25 points. Also, another guy on my list is Jeff Doughton. He had 18 points off the bench, and he just got called up from the G League a day before. And now he had 18 points off the bench last night. And those 2 guys led the comeback for the Sixers. They still lost in the end, but they made it an interesting game. So, maybe a bright spot out there in Philly. But they need to start winning some more games. And I don't know what's going on with Embiid, PG, and Maxey, but how are they just comfortable with – I mean, they're obviously some of them are hurt, but you can't be comfortable just not playing these type of games. And they're lower in the playoff contention right now. I
don't think they're going to.
No, they're 11 right now. So Philly is not even in the play-in right now. That's crazy.
They're not even showing a streak of good at all. There's no glimpse of them catching hot or anything. Nothing. So if they can't get something going before All-Star break, I don't think they're going to even make the play-in at all.
Damn. I know. I don't even think they have their pick.
I don't think they're tanking. I think they just suck.
They don't have their pick.
And what's also sucks is at the beginning of the year, I was like, I'm really excited for this Philly team. I want this trio to do good. I want Tyrese to do good.
Yeah.
But they suck.
They suck. And I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong, but OKC has their pick. OKC has the 76ers pick. What? So they better start winning some damn games, because if OKC gets another a lottery pick, that's just unfair. No. They're going to somehow. They have so many picks.
I'm pretty sure they still have a locked I think they have a Jazz pick.
No way. There's no way.
No, they don't have a Jazz pick.
That would be number 1.
That would be insane.
That would be bad.
I need to figure this out.
They have a ton of picks though, so Philly, need to start winning some damn games. It's getting scary out there in Philly. But yeah, we can move on to the next part of our show, which is the main topic. Would you rather? I have a list of names, and I'm very excited to ask you guys who you would rather have. It's gonna get controversial, so I'm excited to get your guys' opinion.
You're right.
Yeah.
They have the Philly pick protected 1 to 6.
Yeah.
And then they also have the rights for a pick swap between Houston or the Clippers, which isn't looking too hot.
Yeah.
And then they have their own 2025 first round pick.
Mm.
And then they do have Utah's protected
Oh, it's protected though.
It's protected.
So
but
Utah
will have it
for sure. But yeah, so okay,
I read that wrong.
But dang, so you were right on that.
They have Miami's 1 through 14 though protected.
Oh, I mean Miami probably will be like 16
They'll
anyway.
be 16.
So damn, OKC is stalking them up. They should go get Cam Johnson. Just got to say it again. But okay, would you rather? First name on the list is Victor Wembanyama. All right, so this is going to be a tough one. Would you rather have Victor Wembanyama? If you're starting a team right now, would you rather draft Victor Wembanyama or Anthony Davis? Easy one to start.
Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay. No, so that one's an easy one. Had to start off easy.
Thank you.
Now we're getting interesting. Would you rather draft right now Victor Wembanyama coming into his rookie year or high school LeBron? Like prime Braun. Like say you don't know what LeBron. We already know LeBron won 4 rings or whatever it is and has done all this.
But we don't know this going in.
Yeah, we don't know this going in. If you just look at the prospect, would you rather draft a young LeBron or a young Vic?
So we're moving young LeBron to today's game.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Probably Victor.
Oh my God. That's crazy. But it's not though.
It's not crazy
because
like if we didn't know, like you're saying, if we don't know like what LeBron is capable of.
Yeah. If you just take that out.
And then when you look at Victor, like they were the same age going into the league, right?
Yeah, like 18, 19.
19.
Well, LeBron came out of high school, so yeah.
And Victor's playing grown men over in Europe and doing this. I would probably still take Victor too.
Wow.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it could be LeBron hate for me, but I don't think it's not really the LeBron hate. For me, it's like in today's game, like you want Victor Wembanyama, I think.
If I'm a scout looking at that and I'm like, how tall is he? 7'9", and he can shoot and he can move and he can handle the ball. I would obviously, my personal opinion, I'd go with the bigger guy.
I'd go with the bigger guy.
But LeBron's so much stronger and like
he is
I don't
stronger,
know.
but like you look at KD and like you look and then compare him to Wembanyama. Both like Wemby's going to be one of the best scorers ever. Yeah, probably. Yeah, he's going to be one of the players that can average a quadruple double at one point. Yeah. Not average, but get a quadruple double at one point.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, okay. Next name on the list right now. Would you rather draft Victor Wembanyama or Nikola Jokic? If you're starting a team right now. I personally, so for me, obviously Vic on the versus AD one. Then for the LeBron one, I'm gonna stick with my boy Braun.
Glaze.
Yeah, I gotta glaze a little bit. But yeah, LeBron, the playmaking sets him apart, I think, from Vic. But the defense on Vic's side is the argument there. So yeah, Nikola Jokic though, best player in the league right now.
People probably would call me crazy if I picked Jokic over.
I know it's crazy to say.
But that's a tough one. Not gonna lie.
He's the best player in the league right now, and Victor obviously is on that trajectory to be the best player in the league in a couple years. But right now. I mean, I guess it depends on if you are trying to win a championship.
Right now, I'm picking Jokic.
Yeah.
Because Jokic is a 3-time MVP, already won a championship for this team.
Yeah.
Still doing it, almost averaging, he's averaging 29, 11 and what? 8?
And leading the league in 3-point
Leading the league in 3-point. Also in top 5 for steals, per game.
He's
or
insane.
Blocks per game, sorry.
So are the rest of the ones, not like high school Braun where it's like
right now.
It's right now if we were just redrafting the league?
Yeah.
I'd probably take Jokic too.
Yeah, I'm doing Jokic.
That's valid. I'd probably do the same. All right, going back to the young side, young KD or Vic? I mean, if you guys pick Wemby over LeBron, you got to pick Wemby over KD, right?
Yeah. I mean, I do love KD, and I was about to pick KD, but no, Vic. I think Vic. I would still take him
Same
over.
thing. If I didn't know what KD was gonna become, then
Yeah. Okay. Valid point. All right. 2 more names for Vic, and then we'll jump on to some more controversial names. Anthony Edwards. I think it's obvious there. I'm going Vic. Young Kobe, kind of young MJ sort of player, but Vic is a player we've never seen.
My personal opinions are coming because I love Anthony Edwards.
How can you not? Yeah.
He's very exciting and very he just gets you hyped to watch basketball.
Yeah, he does.
With Wemby, it's like he's on the Spurs, man. It's like he's getting Greg's identity right now.
Yeah.
Also, I hope Greg's doing good, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Shout out
to Greg.
DeMar back on Greg. DeMar and CP had a conversation the other day, and DeMar said Greg, was the best personality coach he's ever had, and was there for him, and when he's going through a lot. So shout out to Pop, man.
Yep.
Love Pop.
But yeah, I mean, Vic.
Vic.
Put me in a tough spot. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go Ant.
Whoa, okay. Shout
I
out.
would probably pick Vic again.
All right. Last name, Giannis or Vic.
Giannis.
Giannis.
Yeah.
Damn.
After
Damn.
seeing last night.
Yeah.
Giannis can dominate Vic,
Yeah,
I think.
But Vic is already a way better shooter.
Vic is a
Yeah.
better shooter,
Yeah.
but I mean, like,
Hey, Giannis was popping the mid ranges yesterday, bro, and he was
He's
hitting
been
bottom
hitting
of
them
the
all
net.
year.
why can he do that like Kobe, but then a free throw like Shaq?
Yeah.
Like, come
Yeah.
on, dude.
Because he takes 9 years to
I don't know.
shoot the
Yeah,
ball.
how does he take that long on the free throw? I mean, like,
Maybe if he
It's
like goes
crazy.
quicker, he'll keep his tempo
That's
up and
what-
everything.
yeah.
He needs to go quicker.
when I was like playing basketball on a team, like I would take one dribble and shoot my
And
free
then
throw,
shoot
and
it,
people
yeah.
would be like, "Why do you rush? Why do you rush?" And I'm like, I just feel more in rhythm, and I
Feel
don't think about
the
it.
tempo,
The
yeah.
overthinking is what messes you up on the free throws, and you can
Yep.
tell Giannis is there 10 seconds. Everyone's counting 1, 2.
I feel like he's trying to use that to his advantage, so he's just like, all right, and now I shoot.
It really pisses me off, honestly, that how long he takes. He like takes a deep breath, looks at the rim, does 3 more dribbles. It's like, God damn.
Hey, at least it's
Giannis.
not Joel when he like scratches his butt.
Oh
and
my
then
God!
smells
Yeah,
it.
that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't know what Embiid's doing out there. But okay, next name. Next name is Trae Young. Very controversial. Would you rather draft in a team right now? Would you rather draft Trae Young or Ja Morant?
Ja.
I'm going Trae.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah,
you
that's
would.
your boy.
You knew I was going
I
Trae.
knew you'd go Trae.
Trae's cooking. Trae's
Trae
cooking.
is cooking, but he's not my play style. Of,
Yeah.
like
Ja, no off the court issues. I'll take Ja.
nah, Jimmy Ja off the court.
Oh, you like it? Okay, okay. Well, yeah, I'm going Trae because we haven't seen a player average this many assists that he's averaging right now since John Stockton.
Damn,
So this is the most assists per game in a season so far since John Stockton.
that's
so
pretty nuts.
shout out to my boy Trae, man. And it also dagger 3 against the Suns last night from the logo. Ja's not doing that. Ja's not pulling from the logo like that. But I can't disrespect Ja. He's insanely good. But yeah, so I'm going Trae.
How
Knew
many-
you guys were gonna go Ja.
How many assists is Trae averaging?
Almost
Sorry.
13.
Almost 13.
Yeah.
Averaging 13?
Yeah, almost.
For some reason,
Like
I thought
12.8 or something like that.
For some reason, I thought
Shout out.
Steve Nash did that at one point, but his highest is like 11 and a half.
Yeah. All right. Well, next name is Cade Cunningham. Trae Young or Cade Cunningham?
Cade.
Yeah.
Honestly, Cade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
'Cause-
Cade too.
I just saw some stats recently. Compared Cade and Shea together,
Yeah.
and they're averaging the same amount of points, like over their career, 26 points.
Yeah.
But then Cade is leading in every other stat
Damn.
over Shea.
That's crazy.
And we haven't even seen Cade's like ceiling yet.
No, we have not.
like,
Not even close.
Not
honestly.
even
Yeah.
close. And he just hasn't even had like the right people around him.
Yeah.
So
this
he's-
year he does.
This
though.
year he is. I mean,
they're over 500.
they are over 500,
Detroit's over
but
500.
it's not a team that's gonna last.
Oh no.
No.
They have some old vets on that
But,
team, but
like,
you can tell it's really helped.
It's definitely it's like a lot of high IQ is definitely being played over there.
Exactly. Yeah. So and the shooting. Surround him
shooting,
with
yeah.
shooting, and you can't double team him. He's impossible to guard.
Future MVP question mark?
I could see it.
I could see
I
it.
love his game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next name against Trae Young, Tyrese Halliburton. Would you rather draft Trae Young or Tyrese Halliburton right now?
I think that's a tough one this
That's a
year.
tough one.
That's a
Because it's kind of like Trae Young's doing what
Hallie did last
Halliburton
Hallie
year.
did
brings
last
to the
year.
Yeah.
to the table the best with the playmaking. He's averaging 13 assists, and then I
20
think he's a
points a
better
game, I think.
offensive player than Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh yeah, for
but-
sure.
Or scoring wise, at least. So I mean, yeah, I'd probably go Trae Young.
I'd probably go Trae.
Yeah. Okay.
Unfortunately.
Finally, you guys showing some respect to my boy Trae. Definitely going Trae on that one. Still love Hallie though.
Still love Hallie.
Got to give some respect.
Yeah.
All right. 2 more names for Trae Young. Tyrese Maxey. Would you rather have Trae Young or Tyrese Maxey?
You're gonna hate me for this one, but I'm gonna still pick Tyrese, dude.
Ooh. Okay. What
He's
do you
younger
think?
than Trae.
He is.
I think he can do the same thing. Not the same exact thing, but I think Tyrese can average like around 8 assists a game.
Yeah.
He's
He's not.
If Paul George and Embiid were actually doing what they're supposed to be doing, I think Tyrese would be averaging close to 10 assists a game right now.
Yeah, I could see that. He's as good of a scorer as Trae
That
Young,
too,
that's for
yeah.
sure. But the playmaking is really the
Playmaking
question.
is the question.
And the defense, I think Maxey has better defense than Trae
Mhm.
Young. It's yeah.
Definitely.
If I'm setting it up, if I'm drafting right now, I'd go Tyrese Maxey just because
Ooh.
of the. I mean, that's a tough one for me as well, but just because of the age and the upside factor, he's probably got a little bit more, and then once he seasons a little bit, so I'll go Maxey.
Yeah, that's
I'm going Trae.
that's a really tough one.
I don't think
It
you
is.
can go wrong either way with those two.
Yeah.
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 they're really similar players. It's just like
They are.
with Trae Young, like Atlanta's been trying to have this team built around him for the last few years.
Yeah.
Tyrese just came into Philly and he's already doing really good.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, last name for Trae Young is LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball. He's injury prone, but he's averaging 30 points a
Almost
game this
30
year.
points.
Damn.
So I mean, it's
Only
a tough
other
one for me.
besides Giannis.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
dang.
But he's only played like 10 games. So
That is true.
Yeah.
maybe a little more.
I'd
than
probably go
that. Maybe like
Trae
15.
Young, but I mean,
Oh.
off the excitement factor, I would
Yeah.
pick LaMelo Ball.
I
But
like
yeah,
that.
I'll go
Yeah.
Trae Young.
I like that.
That's a tough one right there.
Yeah,
'Cause
I would
like
go LaMelo.
I think I would pick
I love
LaMelo.
LaMelo,
Yeah, it's hard to not love
Again, like
LaMelo.
I got to consider the age factor too. Like
Yeah.
right now.
I mean, Trae Young is still pretty young. He's
He's
probably
still
like
young.
26, 27.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
He's
26.
not old.
Yeah,
He's still in his prime.
He
Like
is.
you
He's
said, the
gonna be in his prime.
injuries for LaMelo
yeah.
kind of tough this year, so I'd probably.
And we haven't seen LaMelo with like anywhere
star
near
player.
a decent
Yeah.
team around him. Like Trae Young got to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, it
Yeah.
was some
Yeah.
years ago now, but he got to the Eastern
He had a
Conference
team
Finals.
around. He had a good
Yeah.
Clint Capella with him.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Everybody.
So you guys are going LaMelo?
I'm going
you're
LaMelo.
Trae? Yeah. Okay.
you going LaMelo or Trae?
I guess I have to go LaMelo. You know, it's my boy Trae, but LaMelo is just so much taller,
Mhm.
and he's so exciting to watch.
And
so
Honestly, his playmaking is almost
on the same level.
almost on the same level.
Yeah,
Like,
almost. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, last name on this list, a guy that's been hurt for a while now, but he was having an amazing year before he got hurt. From your Orlando Magic, Franz Wagner. Okay, so it's gonna get
Don't
interesting
even
here.
ask me those questions.
It's gonna get
man.
interesting here. Would you rather draft Franz or Zion right
Franz. the
Right now,
now?
yeah.
Dude, Zion came back and he looks good.
Yeah, he looks good, but
He's
not as
gonna
good
look
as
for
Franz,
another 2
dude.
weeks until he goes back on the injury report. No, I'm just
good
kidding.
point.
I don't wish that on him.
Did you
but
guys see what Stephen A said
No.
on
No.
First Take? Oh well.
Dude, I try not to listen to that.
Okay,
but-
so well, you do have to mention the other day Zion missed he was late to the team flight and he got suspended for the game.
That's why he
Oh,
got
I
suspended.
That's why he
Yeah.
got suspended. Yeah,
He was
And
eating some chicken wings.
it's exactly what Stephen A said. He said, put the camera on me."
Did
He
he
said,
really?
he said, "It better not be because of food." It's literally what he said.
Yeah, you got that on the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me Franz.
Yeah. I'm going Franz as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Franz is
Yeah.
definitely he looks like just a straight up natural basketball player.
He's so good.
He's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I need him to come back sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's pretty awesome to see what he's doing.
Yeah, I love Franz. All right, well, next name is Scotty Barnes. Would you rather draft Franz or Scotty Barnes right now?
Franz.
Franz.
I'm sticking with Franz.
I'm going Scotty.
Yeah.
Scotty.
I do like Scotty. He's I like Scotty a lot.
He's funny.
He's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But no, definitely Franz. Franz is he's my guy. I don't got anything to say else besides.
Yeah, I
like,
might be surprised if you pick anyone over Franz on this
I don't-
list.
I
But
don't-
we'll see.
yeah.
We'll see. Okay, so you're going Franz as well.
Yeah.
Going Scotty because he's more of an all-around player. He
Yeah.
does. He's a triple-double
I respect
lock
that,
every
yeah.
night pretty much that he plays. He's like 20, 10, and 10. And,
Are you serious?
well, I mean, when he plays and he gets around those numbers every night. He
That's
get
pretty
like
cool.
8 assists a night, a
Yeah.
lot of rebounds, and he scores about 15 to 20 a night. When Scotty develops more of like a bag on the offensive end, then I think he's going to be a top 20 player in the league.
I could
And
actually
his
see that.
defense is
Yeah.
crazy as well. So, yeah.
I mean, it's a empty Raptors team up
It
there.
is.
So like, yeah,
Hey, they fight though.
they fight. Oh
They-
yeah.
They're in every game, but they're still tanking. But they beat the Warriors the other night by
Mhm.
3. So, I mean, that was a disappointing loss for them. All right. Well, next name, Franz Wagner or Mikal Bridges. Mikal's been going off lately.
Mikal's been going off.
I'm going Franz, though.
I'm still going Franz.
Younger. And, Franz is so good. He gamed the Lakers earlier this
Yeah,
year. You
and
remember that? Yeah.
He can. I mean, Mikal Bridges can make his own shot, but Franz can. I don't know. He finds his own shot a lot easier
That's a
than Mikal
good
does.
point. That's a good
Like
point.
Mikal, he needs a team around him
Yeah.
to like kind of move him around and get the open shot.
He's more of a
Franz-
catch and shoot guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Franz can actually like kind of dribble around
Yeah.
and like take a little step back and
Oh,
get
yeah.
it open. Yeah.
It's a good point.
I agree.
Yeah.
Take Franz.
Yeah, take Franz. All right, well, another guy, a young player this time, Jalen Johnson. Would you rather, from the Atlanta Hawks, would you rather draft Franz Wagner or Jalen Johnson? Jalen Johnson's averaging 20, 10, and 5 right now. He might be an all-star out in Atlanta.
That's pretty insane.
It is pretty insane.
There's
he's
so many
so
good
young.
guards. So many good
Well,
guards.
he's
in
like
the-
6'8".
or no, he's
a
a
forward.
forward.
Yeah,
small forward.
Yeah. This is a tough one because Franz is also very young,
Yeah.
but Jalen Johnson's a lot more athletic and
Also, Franz
fast.
defense isn't like anywhere near Jalen.
That's a good point. Yeah. It's a tough
Damn.
one. Would you go Jalen?
I'll go Jalen.
I might go
Okay.
Jalen,
Okay.
honestly.
I'm
Oh.
surprised. Okay. Damn. I like
That's a tough one, but
Yeah.
because Jalen's like, he's already averaging, like you said, 20 points a
it.
game.
20,
Yeah.
10, and 5. Those are
Dude.
all-star numbers.
3 steals with that, too.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, Franz.
Kings
I
gotta
gotta.
go get him.
He's not leaving.
He's not leaving.
But, yeah, Jalen Johnson, he's a very good player. Man.
I want to pick Franz, but
Yeah.
that's a kind of a no.
Jalen Johnson gets, he catches bodies.
Yeah.
Pause. He gets posters. But, yeah. All right, next name. Franz Wagner or Brandon Ingram?
Franz.
Yeah, Franz. I'm going Franz as well.
Yeah, I gotta go back to my boy.
Yeah. I mean, shout out Snoop, that boy Ingram. Shoot that Ingram. Man, I'm going Franz
Yeah.
for that, Devin.
I'll differ. I'll go Ingram.
Oh.
Dude, actually, I don't know. I might have to switch my Franz from Jalen Johnson.
Oh, you're going.
Because, dude, Franz is almost also stealing 2 steals a game.
Yeah. No, he's actually a
Or
decent.
averaging steal,
Yeah.
2 steals a
He
game.
tries hard on the defensive end. So. And
I'm going Franz all the way.
nice.
Franz
Yeah.
everywhere.
All right. 2 more names on this comparison. Desmond Bane.
Oh, Franz.
Yeah.
I hate Desmond Bain.
Yeah,
It's nothing.
same.
What?
It's nothing personal. I
He's
hate
good.
that.
I like Desmond Bain,
Yeah.
but not as much
like
as
him.
Franz.
Yeah. I mean, dude, he's so good, but yeah, how is he such a good shooter and he's so jacked? It's
Yeah.
I don't know.
You never see
He
that.
just annoys me.
Yeah. I mean, same
Yeah.
here. He's so
I
good
think
though.
that means he's a good player. if
Yeah.
it annoys you.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not here to hate and say he's,
No, yeah.
he's butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets on my nerves.
Yeah, he's good, and he makes this Memphis team really, really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And him is kind of the third guy over there now. They got John Jaron and then
And then
Desmond Bane.
goes
That's
off.
it's a great 3.
My boy Luke Kennard hitting some shots over
Man,
there.
shout out to Luke. All right, well, last name on this list is Franz Wagner or Evan Mobley. Who would you rather pick right
Ooh.
now? I personally would go Mobley because he's so good on defense, and this year he's stretching the floor. And
19-9-2.
yeah, he's stretching the floor. If before this year he wasn't hitting any threes, and now he can knock that thing down.
Yeah, he's shooting 47%.
Yeah. So, I mean, Franz is great, but Evan Mobley is a difference maker on the defensive end, and he's the 3rd or 4th best player on that Cavs team.
And he's still, he scores 34, 17, 21, 21. And he's the 4th guy.
Yeah.
Like,
So I'm going Mobley, and he's younger, so I'm gonna pick Mobley there.
Yeah, I would for sure. He's an anchor on the defensive end, so he's gonna protect the rim. I'd take.
I'm a ride with you guys on
Yeah.
Mobley.
Mobley.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. So that was our Would You Rather segment. We got about a minute left on the show. Next week we will be grading every team halfway through the season. So lock in, boys. We're gonna have to go through all 30 teams for the bar episode on Saturday.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, gonna be
Another
fun.
bar episode. Bean
Yes,
City
sir.
Sports Bar.
Yeah, and then after that, we will do our All-Star ballots. It's coming up on that time. All-Star
sure you're
games coming
voting.
up. Yes.
Every
vote.
day.
Go vote for our Sacramento Kings. That's
Yes.
what you got to do.
Even if it's DeMar. I know he's not looking too hot. But
Honestly, why do they have DeMar as a guard on the All-Star
Did
ballot?
they really?
Yes, I saw that last
don't
night.
know.
I was
Yeah,
so
that's
He
weird.
mad
hasn't
at
played
that.
guard one time.
He
this
hasn't played
entire
guard
year.
one time. The only Kings, so there's you vote for the front court and you vote for the back court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DeMar's in on the back court, and so is De'Aaron and Malik. I wanted to vote all 3 of them,
But you
and you
can't.
can't.
Yeah.
And then on the front court, the only options are Domas, Keegan, and then it's Herter.
Herter.
What?
Yeah, Herter's in the front court.
Herter.
Herter. And who
Why is
else?
he even on?
Who
You
else?
heard that, NBA?
Yeah,
Fix your
DeMar's been
ballots,
playing the
dude.
3, maybe even the 4 a lot of times this year, so it's it's crazy. It's crazy.
Damn.
But yeah, we're
Get
closing
your
out.
votes in. Get
Yeah.
your ballots in. Everything.
We're closing out on Beam City Sports, 96.5 FM, KUBU Radio. Shout out. Go subscribe on YouTube,
Like,
please.
share, comment, subscribe.
Yep, we're almost at 200.
Almost 200.
Big
Be
milestone.
that 200 subscriber.
Yes.
We'll give you a high five.
Yes, we will. And we also just hit
Personally.
500 followers on TikTok, getting 20,000 views on some videos. So
Shout out you loved ones.
let's go. Hopefully it stays.
Cheers.
Cheers.